Have you ever noticed which paw your cat uses to step into the litter box or reach for a toy? It sounds like a ridiculous question, until you realize that this tiny, overlooked detail holds the key to a massive biological secret. Science has recently proven that female cats are overwhelmingly right-pawed, while males are almost entirely left-pawed. But this strange division in their brains doesn't stop at their paws. It completely rewires how they see the world, how they process danger, and most importantly, how they judge you. For years, we've treated our feline companions as if their gender doesn't matter. But the truth is, living with a female cat is an entirely different psychological experience than living with a male. They don't love the same way, they don't hunt the same way, and they certainly don't manipulate us the same way. By the end of this video, you will understand the hidden code behind your female cat's behavior. But be warned, once you see the truth about how she views your relationship, you can never unsee it. Let's uncover the first mystery. 1. The proximity paradox. When a male cat loves you, he makes it obvious. He will headbutt your chin, drape himself across your keyboard, and demand your physical attention. Female cats operate on a completely different frequency. If you've ever felt like your female cat is aloof or cold, you are likely misunderstanding her entirely. Female cats practice what behaviorists call the proximity paradox. She doesn't need to be touching you to show profound affection. In fact, her ultimate sign of trust is simply choosing to exist in your orbit. Imagine this. You're sitting on the couch reading. She enters the room, looks at you, and lies down on a rug exactly 6 feet away, often facing entirely in the opposite direction. To a human, this looks like a snub. To a female cat, she is saying, "I love you enough to share my highly guarded space, and I trust you enough to watch my back while I look the other way." If you try to force her into a cuddle, you break the illusion of trust. She wants to be with you, but she demands the autonomy to dictate the terms. But if you think her rules about personal space are strict, wait until you see how she rules her home. 2. The invisible fortress. In the wild, male cats are the roamers. They will walk miles every night, constantly expanding their territory and checking their borders. Females, however, are the ultimate architects of the core zone. Because they are biologically wired to raise kittens in a safe, deeply protected environment, their relationship to your house is entirely different than a male's. A male cat thinks he owns the neighborhood. A female cat knows she owns the living room, and she defends it with a terrifying intensity. This is why female cats are often much more sensitive to changes in the household. If you move a piece of furniture, bring in a new rug, or invite a stranger over, a male might just sniff it and walk away. A female cat will view this as a direct breach of her invisible fortress. She will meticulously investigate the anomaly, often acting stressed or irritable until the threat is neutralized. She catalogs every inch of her domain, and if you cross the wrong invisible boundary, she will let you know. Which leads us to the strange, secret language she uses to do exactly that. 3. The Acoustic Manipulator. We all know cats meow to manipulate humans, but female cats possess a secret acoustic weapon that males rarely use with the same precision. It's called the maternal trill, a high-pitched, vibrating chirp that sounds almost like a bird. In nature, mother cats use this exact frequency to command her kittens to follow her, or to warn them of unseen dangers. But here is the twist. If you live with a female cat, she eventually starts using this biological command code on you. When she looks at you and emits that short, vibrating chirp, she is not just saying hello. She is literally speaking to you as if you are her oversized, slightly incompetent kitten. She might use it to guide you toward the food bowl or to instruct you to open a door. It is a highly specific, hardwired vocalization meant to command obedience. And the strangest part? It works. Humans are subconsciously deeply responsive to this frequency. You obey her without even realizing you're being controlled. But her intelligence doesn't just stop at vocal manipulation. If you think that's strange, wait until you hear how she solves problems. 4. The solitary problem solver. Let's say a favorite toy gets stuck under the refrigerator. If a male cat realizes he can't reach it, he will usually try for a few seconds, give up, and then stare at you, crying until you fix the problem for him. Males are deeply reliant on their human counterparts for problem solving. But a female cat? She is a terrifyingly independent thinker. If her toy is stuck, she won't look at you. She will sit. She will calculate. She will try different angles, using her right paw to scoop, hook, and drag the item out of the crevice. Studies in feline cognition show that female cats are much more likely to persist at a difficult task without asking for human help. They are biologically wired to be self-sufficient survivors. This independent intelligence is incredible to watch, but it also means she is constantly analyzing her environment, and you. She knows how to open cabinets. She knows which floorboards creak. She is always learning. And unfortunately for you, she never, ever forgets. 5. The unforgiving memory. There is a long-standing myth in the veterinary world that female cats hold grudges. And surprisingly, science suggests this might actually be true. Because female cats are the protectors of the nest, their brains are hardwired to remember negative encounters with extreme clarity. For a mother in the wild, forgetting a threat means losing her kittens. So, what does this mean for you? It means if you accidentally step on a male cat's tail, he might run away, but 5 minutes later, he's back, rubbing against your legs as if nothing happened. If you step on a female cat's tail, she will remember the incident for days. She will watch your feet. She will calculate your clumsiness. This is why multi-cat households often have issues when two females are introduced. While males might have a loud, dramatic fight and get over it, females engage in silent, psychological warfare. They will hold a grudge for years, silently blocking doorways and giving icy stares across the hallway. But this intense focus isn't just used for grudges. It's what makes her the most lethal predator in your house. 6. The apex focus. If you drop a laser pointer in front of a male cat, he will chase it with reckless abandon, crashing into walls and sliding across the hardwood floor. It's a game to him. When a female cat hunts, even if it's just a feathered toy, it is not a game. It is a calculated assassination. Female cats are generally considered to be superior, more efficient hunters than males. They don't waste energy on unnecessary acrobatics. Watch her eyes the next time you bring out a toy. She stays low to the ground. She studies the movement patterns. She waits for the absolute perfect microsecond to strike. This ruthless efficiency comes directly from her maternal instincts. In the wild, she doesn't have the luxury of missing her prey because her kittens would starve. So when she plays with you, she is actively utilizing millions of years of perfected predatory genetics. And speaking of genetics, there is one specific trait that only female cats possess, and it changes their entire personality. 7. The genetic attitude. If you have a calico or a tortoiseshell cat, you already know what I'm about to say. They have a reputation for being fiery, unpredictable, and fiercely independent. Veterinarians even have a name for it: tortitude. But here is the fascinating reality. Nearly 100% of all calico and tortoiseshell cats are female. The complex genetic code that creates that beautiful, chaotic mix of orange and black fur is directly tied to the X chromosome. Because females have 2 X chromosomes, they are the only ones who can display this exact pattern. But it's not just their fur that is unique. Studies have shown that these specific female cats actually exhibit higher levels of aggression, dominance, and vocalization toward humans. Their genetics literally dictate their fiery personalities. They are the undisputed queens of the house, and they will not hesitate to swat you if you stroke them one too many times. But whether she is a fierce calico or a gentle tabby, there is a hidden biological clock ticking inside every unspayed female, and it causes bizarre hallucinations. 8. The heat hallucination. If you have never lived with an unspayed female cat, you cannot comprehend the absolute madness of the feline heat cycle. Unlike humans, female cats are induced ovulators. When they go into heat, their bodies are flooded with a cocktail of hormones so powerful it completely alters their reality. They will drop to the floor, rolling in bizarre, snake-like patterns. They will emit deep, guttural yowls that sound like they are in excruciating pain, but they aren't. During this time, her entire brain is hijacked by biology. She may become obsessively, aggressively affectionate, rubbing against doors, furniture, and your legs with a manic intensity. She is practically hallucinating, driven entirely by the overwhelming instinct to find a mate. For the humans living in the house, it is a sleepless, confusing nightmare. This is why spaying a female cat doesn't just prevent kittens, it frees her from a deeply stressful, involuntary biological loop. Once that loop is broken, she finally has the mental clarity to form a real, deep bond. And the way she chooses to bond with you is truly extraordinary. 9. The chosen one dynamic. Male cats are the golden retrievers of the feline world. They generally love whoever happens to be holding the food bowl or offering a warm lap. They are equal opportunity lovers. Female cats do not operate this way. They are intensely selective. A female cat will observe a household of 4 people for weeks. She will analyze their volume, their sudden movements, their scent, and their energy. And then, she will choose. When a female cat selects her person, it is a deliberate, lifelong contract. She may tolerate the rest of the family, but she will only offer her deepest vulnerabilities to that one specific human. You will be the only one she allows to touch her stomach. You will be the only one she seeks out when she is terrified by a thunderstorm. Being chosen by a male cat is a wonderful compliment. But being chosen by a female cat? That is an earned privilege. It means you have passed a rigorous, silent psychological test. But what happens when you finally earn that trust? The final secret is perhaps the most beautiful of them all. 10. The unseen empathy. Because female cats are naturally wired to monitor the health and safety of their kittens, they possess a terrifyingly accurate emotional radar. Many owners report that their male cats are completely oblivious when the humans in the house are crying or sick. The male cat just wants his dinner. But a female cat? She knows before you even realize it yourself. Her acute sensitivity to changes in the environment applies directly to your body chemistry. She can smell the change in your sweat when you are stressed. She can hear the subtle shift in your breathing when you are sick. When you are at your absolute lowest, she will break her own rules. The same cat who normally demands 6 feet of personal space will suddenly cross the room, climb onto your chest, and begin to purr. She is not doing this for affection. She is applying a biological treatment. The frequency of a cat's purr has been scientifically shown to lower blood pressure and promote bone healing. In her mind, you are sick. And as the protector of the core zone, it is her biological duty to heal you.